Warning signs abound. A chorus of prophetic voices have predicted worldwide upheaval in the near future. But a few have taken action to ensure their survival. Paradise Valley, Montana, Big Sky country, land of cattle ranches in Yellowstone National Park, and home to 3,000 people prepared for global apocalypse. For the members of Church Universal and Triumphant, Royal Teton Ranch, Montana, is a physical and spiritual home. There they practice their New Age Christian faith and find refuge from the outside world. The church is led by Elizabeth Clare Prophet, teacher, author, and to her followers, divine messenger. Her gift of prophecy foretells a dark future.
It's a period of intensification in all of our lives. We see this in disturbances in the elements, the upheavals of tornado, of flood, tremendous storms, the Mississippi, the Missouri, sudden deaths. We see it in the last plagues. We see it in cancer and AIDS, in all kinds of incurable diseases. These are coming upon us.
Determined to survive, church members have followed Mrs. Prophet's injunction to construct dozens of bomb shelters beneath the rolling countryside.
Their main shelter complex is the largest and most complete fallout shelter in this country. They have everything in there that they feel they need to reestablish themselves on the earth after a major apocalypse has destroyed everything.
The bunkers range from family size to a massive structure designed to house 600 staff members. Each is stocked with a 7-year supply of food. They are equipped with everything from water wells and septic systems to shortwave radios and children's games.
You must be prepared for whatever kind of cataclysm or whatever kind of difficulty can arise in which all of a sudden you may find that you don't have access to a store, so you can't get food. You don't have access to water. And we all need water and food to live on.
If there's ever a disruption of the civil order, in other words, the trucking breaks down, shipping breaks down, a lot of people are just simply not going to have food.
In recent years, Mrs. Prophet claims to have foretold the rise and fall of George Bush and the 1987 stock market crash.
I awakened at 3 and 4 in the morning the day that the stock market fell and ultimately fell 500 points. I saw all that ahead of time.
Let there be a place where children are yet carefree, and let that place be called the Royal Teton Ranch.
I feel very strongly that Elizabeth Clare Prophet is an authentic spiritual leader. The people I've met in Church Universal and Triumphant were either very high-quality people to begin with, or else they have been in some manner transformed by following those teachings and following that path.
The church is a highly diverse community with a shared belief in self-reliance. It produces and processes much of its own food. It runs its own school system. And the favored entertainment comes from a musical group comprised entirely of church members, the Paradise Players. The community also believes in self-preservation, and that means preparing for the worst.
We take a lot of care to make sure that we have hospitalization insurance, fire insurance, accident, theft, and all these other things. And yet, when we look at the planet as a whole, if you really look around, you'll see that there's war all over the place.
People have been schooled to think that if someone ever pushes the button, it's all over. I think that if there is a nuclear war or if there's a rogue launch or something like that, obviously people are going to get killed. The problem that I see is that many more people will lose their lives than is necessary. And that, to me, that's a great tragedy.
Moses told us, choose life, not death. I cannot choose to allow myself to die when I know how to protect myself and my family from dying. So to me, shelters are the way to do that. But shelters are also in the eventuality of earth changes. Major changes may be coming upon this planet. And it might be that someday the only place to be safe just from earth changes is underground. We shouldn't plan on dying. We should accept life and know that we have to pass on our culture to posterity. So I have members on every continent, and they have centers, they have shelters. I have placed the repository of the entire body of our teachings on each of these continents and in many nations on microfiche. 500 years from now or 1,000 years from now, when technology is back on its legs, we will find that these groups of people all over the world have evolved and developed and maintained what we had of a civilization by the end of the 20th century.
Elizabeth Clare Prophet and her relatively small group of followers have planned for a destiny that they believe is inevitable. But centuries ago, a book was written that